What's up, guys? Back with another video for you. This one's just going to be a little quick update, where I've been, what I'm doing, and has anything progressed. um, so for most of you know, I've started this YouTube channel a long time ago, mostly playing video games, mainly World of Warcraft. And I've kind of wanted to switch it into a channel talking about real life scenarios that young men face in society today, and difficult scenarios that a lot of them encounter, or maybe you might encounter yourself. um, it's been really difficult this past year. This has been one of the hardest years of my life, but we're making it through it, and we're going to talk about some things of what I've been doing, and just an update. So I have found work. I have a job now. I'm actually working at my previous job that I left a year ago. Um, I decided to give them another shot. They couldn't match my pay exactly, but it was only off by like $1, so it wasn't the worst. But I was desperate to get some money coming in, and thankfully I did find something relatively quick because I had some things that needed attention right away. So I got those handled, and we're finally on a good flow of money, and getting things that should have been paid are being paid now. So I am working now, which is great. It's one less thing I could not stress about so much. Oh my goodness, I would sit there and stress and stress and stress about finding a job and where I'm gonna work, and what's the pay going to be, what are the hours are going to be. And I finally decided, what, I'm just going to try my old job again. I was good at what I did, and I fit right in again, just naturally. So I'm going to stay here for a while and see what kind of career path I want to take. But for right now, I'm 28. I did want to pursue the CDL, and I'm still going to do that. But right now, I need to pay some things and get myself back on track with these things. I can't let these things just go by. I can do trucking school and work at the same time, but how fast trucking school is, it's like 5 weeks at the most, maybe 2 months at most. And if you pass it, you have your CDL or whatnot. But I'm gonna put that off for a couple of months so I can get some money coming in, and I can get these things paid down. But that's my goal, is to get my CDL, and get into a good company that's gonna pay a good wage, and hopefully put some years up in there as a CDL truck driver. Local driver, I do not want to drive OTR over the road. Maybe if I didn't have a kid, I would probably consider it, but I'm way too involved with him to just up and, all right, well, now dad, you can't see dad for like 2 months, you know what I mean, or a month. I don't think that'd be really good for him to experience, and right now that's just not where my head's at. So I definitely want to do local driving. I know it doesn't pay as much, but we'll have to see how it plays out in the future. Now, if I'm able to do that, obviously I'll take the chance to go over the road, because that's where you make a lot of money, and a lot of money. And I want to be able to eventually, buy a new car. From you guys know, if you've seen my previous videos, my car is not by any means the most reliable. It's had a lot of work done the past year. Um, it still needs work. It needs a whole new rack and pinion suspension system. It needs a paint job, and my door panel almost falls off every day. It's been rough, to say the least. But we're making it through. Um, it's I'm finally in a place in my life right now. I could say I've gotten out of that tunnel of darkness, and I'm starting to see the brighter side. And I'm glad that it has happened in the way it has happened. I'm glad that I've learned a lot of things from my past mistakes, and I've, grown from them, and I'm ready to pursue my life forward. Um, I'm glad I went through those dark times that I did, because it molded me to who I am today. And I can honestly say that. I have a whole lot more resilience, endurance, wisdom from these things that I've been through in my life. And I feel like now more than ever, and it's unfortunate that in my late 20s is when I finally, have the organized brain to focus on what I want to do in my life. But better late than never. So I know what I want to do. I know what I want to go into. I still want to try to go to school and get my GED. I do not have one. I do want to make that a goal before I'm like 35 or 30, to get my GED and maybe get some classes under my belt so I can have something to look back on. I never really went to school ever. I went all the way up to ninth grade, and I kind of just stopped going. I was addicted to video games, and that's a whole nother video that we could go into, but we're not going to go into that right now. Video games, just females, and I was just so not focused on the right things that it was just, I had to learn the hard way. And now looking back at it, all of my peers, have graduated, and or in all by now they've graduated college. Most of them, not all of them though, I will say that. There's some of them working regular jobs like me, and it's sad what has come to the state of the world with people with degrees and stuff, that they're forced to work retail or fast food or manual labor jobs even though they have a degree. That's why I'm telling you guys, I can't stress enough, go for the right thing, go for something that has work. This is why a lot of people go and get their CDLs, because not only does it pay well, but there's always opportunity out there. Like if you were to get let go from that company, well, there's like 14, 15 other companies that you can go and choose from, basically. And that's really good than having a niche degree in something that has maybe 1 to 2 companies per state at most. That would be very difficult, and that would be very scary, to be let go from your job, and that's the only degree you have, and you spend all that money. And I've always said, if you're not going for medical or law or some sort of engineer, I mean, in today's world, those are like the 3 main things. And even in the engineering part is getting questionable with all this AI shit. But I don't think we're there yet to where AI is taking every single job, but we're definitely headed to that direction. So do keep that in mind if you're in college and you're going for something that could be potentially replaced with AI, artificial intelligence. But yeah, I found a job. I got my old job back. I'm working, paying stuff down. It feels good, man. It was a long 10 months, I'll tell you that. From August 2025 to June 2026, it was a long 10 months. Man, that was a hard patch of my life right there. I had literally nothing coming in, and man, keep on to your jobs, guys. It is incredibly hard to find a job right now. Like, I can't even tell you how many applications I've put total. It's got to be more than 350 of them at least on Indeed alone. It's insane. Like, I wasn't applying for things that were like out of my reach, like I've never done. These are things I know I've done before. I've had similar experience working in, and I would have a chance to actually work in it, you know what I mean? But it's been rough, man. If you have a good job right now, stay at it. Don't lose it, because right now is rough. People don't want to pay right now. So if you got a good wage and you got good hours, stay at your job. I know a lot of you hate your job, but I can tell you right now, if you got things, obligations, stay at your job till you figure out. I will never quit a job again before I get a new one, ever again. I will never not be working ever again. I'm going to try my hardest to pursue that and maintain that. but I don't ever want to be unemployed again. It feels like you're literally useless. I do not like being unemployed, you know, not having your own money. Thankfully, I live with my parents. I know. Watch my other videos if you want to know more about, you know, why I'm even making this video to begin with. But like I said, thankfully, I live with my parents still, hoping to get out of there as soon as by like maybe the end of the year. Right now, I'm averaging about 30 hours a week. I do want to maybe consider getting a second job, maybe like a security guard at night somewhere, not somewhere dangerous though. I want to get lucky and get something like, I don't know, like a shopping mall or something. But like a part-time gig, just so I could have some extra income, and then at that point, you know, I would be able to you know, move out of my parents' house finally. Because I've been there way too long. I've been there, it's gonna be 2 years, wait, 3 years in November. So it is definitely time to go. I've been there since I've been 26 years old. It's time to go. I cannot be 30 years old living at my parents' house, and I don't care if I have to work 2 jobs. I am moving out. I do not care. I will choose money over comfort any day of the week now. Back then, that wasn't the case. I chose comfort over everything, and that's another thing too you could take away from this video. If any of you are younger than me, or to anybody, don't ever choose comfort over responsibilities or money, because you will literally regret it like no other. Like, you will regret it. It will sneak up on you like a thief in the night. Never choose comfort over money, ever. Now, I could see if, you know, you're up there in age and you can't work like how you used to, like the young guys or the young women, you know, but choose the money. Do not choose comfort, because you will have no comfort if you don't have money. You know, I should have been moved out a year and a half ago, you know, but everything falls into place when it needs to, and hopefully by the end of the year, you know, I could have, you know, my main job and a side job, and then going to school for something, and I could progress my life a little better than, you know, what I'm doing now. But definitely one step at a time. You don't want to bombard yourself with a bunch of things, and you can't, you know, naturally get in the flow of, you know, completing them. So definitely just one step at a time. But that was it for this video. I just wanted to give you guys a little update on what I've been doing. Hope you guys have been well. Subscribe to my channel, please. I only have like 4 subscribers. I want to grow this more. I want to talk about different topics. I have a lot of them in mind. Like the video, subscribe, share it, and, you know, go watch my other videos. You know, I talk about health, situations, relationships, all kinds of stuff, guys. This is going to be a channel mainly focused on, like, you know, streaming WoW, World of Warcraft sometimes, but mostly I want to get into more of these topics about real life scenarios and situations, and, you know, what you can do to, you know, help yourself, and, you know, how do you avoid these situations from even happening. So, you know, subscribe and like, and see you guys next time.